Welcome back. We return to the Oak Stud this week and introduce a new face to Kiwi Bred, Irish import and Oak Stud foaling manager Orla Lyons. Orla, you're foaling manager here at the Oak Stud. What does that entail? Tell us a bit about your job.
Well, I basically just spend all day with the mares and make sure we don't have any sneaky day foalers, and make sure everyone's all right and comfortable and happy. And then at night, when a mare is foaling, the night staff will give me a call and I'll go out and assist the mare if she needs it. And other than that, just leave her be and make sure everything's okay.
Now, the smart ones will pick up on the Irish accent. What brought you to New Zealand and how long have you been here?
This is my third foaling season. I had finished 3 years of equine science and business in university. So I got a bit bored of Ireland. There wasn't much crack with the recession. So emailed a friend of mine who was out here, and within 2 weeks he had said Rick Williams wanted me over here, and here I am.
What about the interest in horses? Where does that come from?
Well, my dad brought me riding when I was about 3 years old, and he says since then he couldn't get me off a horse. So I think when I was about 7 I took it a bit more serious with a bit more competing. I never had any interest in racing or thoroughbreds, and when I went to my university it was purely national hunt horses and everything was to do with the racing, so that's where my interest came in. And then when I got the job over here, I had said I wanted to do a stud work, and I didn't expect to be on one of the best studs in New Zealand, but so it panned out.
So what did you start? How did your role start with on the Oak Stud?
I started doing yearlings. I did the whole yearling prep, and then I did the Karaka, I think 3 years ago. And then our last foaling manager left and they offered me the job, so here I am.
Obviously from August onwards it's a very busy time of the year for you. Just blank out the social calendar and make sure you're on call 24 hours a day, is that right?
Yeah, you just dedicate your life to the mares and foals really and make sure everything's okay.
So on a day-to-day basis, how many hours are you here?
Well, I'm on the farm all day, every day, so if in case anything happens, more my choice, I want to be here for it. So yeah, just a normal hour working day, and then at night just waiting for the phone to ring.
Obviously there's due dates. I mean, are they pretty regular, or how does the system all work?
Well, the mares will start up at the other end of the farm at Goodman's, and then when they start coming closer to the due dates, they'll move into paddocks closer to where the foaling unit is. Come their 11th month date, I'll take them into the foaling unit where they'll be under lights with the night staff so they can keep an eye on them. And we just wait for the signs. If they start waxing up or running milk, a lot of the maidens, they'll just pop one out without you even realising. Yeah, so once they hit their 11th month, as long as you have them in that paddock, we're usually quite safe, because that still gives you about a week and a bit off before they're actually due to foal.
When the foaling starts, I mean, how does it work for you? I mean, what do you have to do? What's your job?
Well, I just first off by checking the presentation and making sure that the head and legs are there and there's no extra body parts that shouldn't be there. And then I just stand back and let them do it, and it's only if they're exceeding the time that they should be or something doesn't look right, I'll give them a hand and make the decision if a vet needs calling. Or most of the time they're quite good, like even the maidens, they know just to lie down and they can feel it, and they know a lot more than what we do, so just leave them to it.
What sort of time frame is it afterwards that you keep a really close eye on them, and when are they safe?
Well, the night staff will keep an eye on them once I leave. I'll make sure that the foal's all right and everything looks fine, and then they'll make sure that it's up and standing on time within an hour or so. It's drinking off the mare. It's, not doing anything, running into fences or any bad signs. And then the next morning I'll take all the details, make sure that the mare's placenta's been okay and nothing's wrong with the foal. Then they'll come back over to this side of the farm on Norlands, where Ollie will take care of them and she'll give them all their routine checks the next morning, and then they'll go out to a 9-day paddock, and then they'll go out into the big open world.
Well, being here at the Oak Stud, there's obviously some wonderful mares, some great families. You must look forward to those progressing and going through the sales as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm really looking forward to, is next year and the year after actually seeing what I've been there for and actually going through, because at the moment I've just seen them as yearlings and going into racing, and that's great, but it's different when I've actually been there to foal it and see it grow up, I guess.
So how long do you think you'll be doing this, and are there any future goals for you as far as the breeding industry are concerned?
I love the breeding industry, and I do want to stay in it. I don't know where life's going to take me, but hopefully I'll stay here for a little lot longer. It'll
be in New Zealand or back home in Ireland, do you think?
New Zealand.
You'll be becoming a Kiwi?
Yeah, definitely.
We wish Orla all the best with a very busy foaling season ahead. Time now for our Dunstan Horse Feeds Pedigree of the Week, and it's all about So You Think, who retired earlier this year to Coolmore, Australia to begin a new career.
Champion New Zealand bred galloper So You Think became a perfect 10 when he produced a historic win in the Group 1 Prince of Wales Stakes at Royal Ascot. The High Chaparral stallion became the second New Zealand bred Group 1 winner at Royal Ascot within the space of 24 hours, following the groundbreaking win of Hong Kong sprinter Little Bridge in the King's Stand Stakes. So You Think's win for Irish trainer Aidan O'Brien and his jockey son Joseph was his 10th at Group 1 level and was to be his last before retiring to Australia's Coolmore stud. It was his 5th Group 1 win for O'Brien, having won 5 at Group 1 level for legendary Australian trainer Bart Cummings earlier in his career. So You Think was bred by Cecile and Alex Smith in partnership with Windsor Park stud marketing manager Michael Moran, who sourced the broodmare Triassic for the Cambridge couple, then bought a half share himself. Through the draft of Windsor Park stud, which stood Coolmore shut the High Chaparral for several seasons, So You Think was knocked down for $110,000 to Cummings at the 2008 Karaka yearling sales. That already represented a significant return on their investment, as they had been able to secure Group 2 Sir Tristram Classic winning Tightsmare Triassic for just $18,000 at an Australasian broodmare sale. Those returns multiplied after So You Think was able to win the Group 1 Cox Plate at just his 5th start, and he went on to win the same race the following year too. The Smiths had previously bred New Zealand Derby winner Sailor Gear. An elusive city half-brother to So You Think sold for $260,000 at Karaka in 2010, while a full brother was withdrawn from the Sydney Easter yearling sales earlier this year. So You Think has begun his first season at Coolmore Stud with his service fee at Australian $66,000. This week's Pedigree of the Week is brought to you by Dunstan Feeds.
That's another week of Kiwi Bred all wrapped up. Make sure you join us next week when we're at Westbury Stud to take a look at Redwood, the Group 1 winning son of High Chaparral.